Hey everybody, for this pre-quiz vid we have a little bit of a throwback and we're taking a look at solving equations using a multi-step process, and we've got lots of different things going on here, so we're going to need to use a little bit of critical thinking and problem solving to figure out how we want to attack this, and then we're just going to use our algebra skills to get through this. So hopefully this should be a bit of review, but this is kind of a refresher if you've forgotten how to do any of this stuff. So I'm looking at this problem here, and it's telling me to solve for x and find the exact answer. Now that's something I want to, we haven't talked much about the whole finding the exact answer thing, but that's going to be important. We want to leave our answer in a fraction. We don't want to do any decimal rounding, nothing like that. This way we can find out what our exact answer is and not just an approximation like a decimal readout would give us. So that's really all I have to say about that. When I take a look at this problem, though, I've got 3x plus 1 over negative 2 times x minus 2, and that equals this number here, this fraction. And what I'm moving my way towards, if I see one fraction equal another fraction, I can make my way towards cross multiplication. But even before I do that, I'm noticing here that I've got this negative 2 times something in parentheses. So I should first, before I do anything, distribute that negative 2 out to make this thing cleaned up a little bit. So I'm going to hit both terms with that negative 2, and I'm going to rewrite my fraction like so. 3x plus 1 over negative 2x, and the negative times the negative gives me a positive 4. That equals 7 over 11. All right, so now that I have expanded this, I can now cross multiply both top of the right to the bottom of the left and the bottom of the right to the top of the left. Now remember, you can only cross multiply when you have two fractions equaling each other. If that was a multiplication sign or an addition sign or subtraction sign or anything like that, no dice. Only cross multiply when you have two fractions or ratios equal to one another. And now when I actually go through, push this process through with the cross multiplication, I have to be careful that there's kind of these little sneaky parentheses around the numerator and the denominator of these left-hand side fractions. So when I cross multiply, I have to be careful here that I'm multiplying 11 times the quantity, 3x plus 1. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to set that equal to the cross product of these two. 7 times the quantity, negative 2x plus 4. From here, I'm just looking at a pretty standard algebra problem. I'm going to distribute that 11 to both sides, and I think I'm going to distribute that 7, kind of knock both of these out in one step here. So what do we get? A 33x plus 11 equals negative 14x plus 28. Scroll down a little. Oh. That was the answer, if you were curious. Okay, let me scroll down a little bit here. And now my next step in the process is to move all my x's over to one side. I'm going to get rid of this 14x by adding a 14x to both sides. This one's going to go away, and what do I have left? I have a 47x plus 11 equals 28. That's all that's left on the right side. Now I want to get the x by itself, so I'm going to push that 11 over to the other side. That goes away, and now I'm left with a 47x equals 28 minus 11 gives me 17. Last step here to get the x by itself is divide by 47 on both sides. This is going to go away, and I'm going to get, for a final answer here, x equals 17 over 47. Notice I'm not going to punch this through to my calculator and give me a decimal, because this is my exact answer. It's kind of a nasty looking fraction, but that is the exact answer to my original problem, and that's what I'm going to be left with here. So there you go.